I love reading. I used to want to be a book writer when I was younger because my imagination used to just run wild
Yes,
and
it's never
crazy
too
and
late.
free. I'm still I'm working on a It's been some years, but I feel like can be in a position to do it. I'm kind of working on a autobiography.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I love to read. That's all I do is read. That's it. Every time I would get in trouble at home when I was a kid, my mom would be like, "Got
Go in
your
the
room,
room
okay?"
and read.
Like I ain't got no problem reading. Like, what you think it's punishment? I got a whole bookcase right here. Like,
And that was
okay.
me. I got pictures 5, 6 years old reading with my thumb in my mouth because I used to suck my thumb, but always reading.
Always reading.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so, so awesome. And so what kind of inspired you to want to start writing books? I mean, what
Um,
other
I've
than you
always
loving
kind of
to
talked
read?
about it since like 2007, 2008, but I just
Mhm.
never found the time. The kids were smaller then. And just being realistic at the time, I was dealing with a guy. He did something and went to jail. So he was missing in action for a few months.
Mhm.
So I was bored because we used to always go out and do stuff a lot. So I was like, you know what? He's going to be gone for like 6 months or so. I can use that time wisely. Just start writing. And that's what I did. I just started writing.
Just started writing. That's awesome. And so what's the most recent book that you have come out with?
The most recent book it was actually last year, but I'm working on something now. The most recent book is called Toxic Tenants. I don't know if you can see this right here. It's
Toxic.
kind
Okay,
of
yes. Yes.
okay. It's kind of a mystery. A girl moves out of town. She wants like a change of life. Her mom died. She wants a change of scenery. She moves out of town. She gets a job. She gets a nice apartment. Boom! It's a murder in her apartment building, and then yeah, so now she's looking at everybody crazy, wonder if she made the right decision. Everybody's looking suspicious, and you have to figure out who the murderer is in that book. And it's like 7 or 8 suspects, and you're not going to guess.
So it's a whole little murder mystery.
You,
Yes, it's a
you
murder
need to be
mystery.
writing for lifetime because that's my kind of
Right.
stuff.
I know I be telling Tyler Perry, let me write sisters. Y'all got Karen still not showing. Like,
Girl, bump that.
yeah,
You need your whole show. You need a
yes,
whole show. Bump Tyler Perry and all them other people. Look, we
you're
need to
right.
give Sultana her own show about toxic tenants. That's what.
Yes. So that one was a mystery. And of course, it's love stories in there. It's a little bit of dating thrown in there, but everyone looks suspicious.
Everyone is suspicious when there's
Yes.
a murder in the building.
Yes. Imagine just moving out of town. I mean, she ain't been there but a couple of weeks and that happened.
Wow, that's something.
Yes.
So that's your most recent one. You said that one came out last year.
Yes. And I have one. I've been busy because I also do like account and tax work, and sometimes that takes my time. But
Oh, girl.
the third book I wrote was called Driving Me Crazy, but I have 13, and that was the third. And everyone was telling me, you need a part two, you need a part two. So I'm
Mhm.
almost done with part two of Driving Me Crazy.
Wow, that is so awesome, girl. You are so busy, and you said you're doing accounting on the side.
Yes, I have a accounting job where I work from home, but I do accounting work. And then tax season, I have my own tax business, but it's busy tax season. So like January through April kind of slows down my writing.
Wow, you are
Yes.
busy, girl.
Yes.
You
I
are
don't think
look
people
at
realize
you.
like all the work it takes to put into this, and you have to get off from one job and do this, and you still have to be mom. And like I said, you still want to date and have fun too. So
Right,
it's
How
right. You still
busy.
how
want that
hard
life.
is it? How hard is it to find a publisher to publish the book?
Um, it's pretty hard. When I first came in, I was with a guy and he had like a network of authors, and I put my first few ones under him. But it just didn't feel I don't it just didn't feel like he was like promoting us and putting in the work. So he offered it all to go independent, and most of us went independent. So that's I'm just independent now. I get to watch
Wow.
my everything myself. Yeah. I upload it myself. He used to be the one who paid for the editor, and then I hear people say the book had a lot of mistakes, and I'm like, what is he paying for? So now hire my own editor, my own cover designer, and just do everything myself.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, but that's got to be a lot more
It's
work.
it it is because even like once I get done, it probably still be a few months before it come out, but just because of the process and the editing and everything,
Wow, and you
so it
edit
makes it
everything
harder.
and yeah. Wow, wow. But you've been doing this for how long now? Have you been going through this process?
I started
Um,
in 2015, and along the way, I bumped my head, made a lot of mistakes, but I also learned a lot. So I've been independent since 2018.
okay, okay. Wow, wow. That's awesome though. I mean, that's good. You have it seemed like you've been doing really good. You've been really successful at it, which is awesome. Which is really, really awesome. Congratulations on that and all of your success,
Yeah.
girl. You're coming out
Thank
with these
you.
books and hitting them back to back.
I'm
So
trying.
that's really, really awesome. Okay, and so let me think. I don't know if there was anything else. We have someone who wants to come on. She wants to give a review of that book. Tell me again. My man is her man.
Yes, my man is her man.
That
Someone
is
who read it.
crazy.
Okay.
Someone who has read the book, she want to give a review. She says, "Oh my goodness, girl, what? She was just as stumped as I was." So we're gonna have
Okay.
her on at some point. But unique. Well, really quickly before we move on to our main topic, there. Um, this stuff that is going on, and call me crazy, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but this stuff that is going on with Will and Jada is so old. It is
It's
tiring.
tired.
It's tired.
Just get a
I'm like,
divorce. We'll like
just
y'all better.
we would like y'all better. Just don't deal with each
And it's
other no
wondering why
more.
the kid's so weird. Look what they had to deal with.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. And like, I'm not saying that Will is no saint because we all know there's always
And
two
see, that
sides
was
to every
my stance
story.
when this first came out about the August Alsino. I said it probably shouldn't have been him because he was her son friend. But we
Right.
all know Mr. Fresh Prince was fine and probably had 20 women. So I was Team Jada. So what? She had an entanglement. He probably had 20. But the problem is, why do you just want to keep running your mouth and humiliating the guy?
Right.
Just let it
Right.
go. We was on your team, but now you want to act like you so in love with Tupac and this person. It's just too much to have
It's
a
too
husband.
much. It's way too much. It is so humiliating. Like, why would you keep putting anyone through that who you I don't whether if you loved him or not, you
Right.
spent so many years with this man. Why would you continue to humiliate just not him, but yourself, your family, your
Yourself,
kids?
the kids, the
Exactly.
family. If y'all was separated since 2016, y'all should have said that he ain't had to slap nobody. All that would have been over with.
It's just
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. And then she talking about I read something where it said that she was surprised that he went up and slapped Chris Rock. But you over
Humiliate
there,
him more. The man almost got canceled and you surprised. You shouldn't have said nothing about it.
you were surprised. Man, if that wasn't a lie straight between her teeth, she was
Yeah.
happy. She over there he and ha and after he didn't slap him like it's a joke. Everybody else stunned and she the only one over there with a smile on her
And
face.
that's what I'm like. You're Jada Pinkett. You don't have to do all this to sell your books. Like, gosh.
I know. Jada Pinkett, the wife of Will Smith. This man
Yes.
has made so many movies,
Movies,
successful.
shows. He got so much money.
Like, what are you doing? I don't know. She's just it's
She
embarrassing.
tarnishing his name.
She
Poor
really
Will.
is. She really is. And poor Tupac can't just rest in peace because
Oh, if
doggone
Tupac was living, he would have cussed her out, I think.
What's your thoughts on it, Unique?
I'm sick of it too. My thing is I just like, yeah, I mean, Will probably was a player. I don't know. We don't know that for sure. But the fact that she announced it to the world, it just made me like, so you slap Chris over a joke, but you don't slap August for sleeping with your wife. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's where I rather, it'd been vice. I mean, he shouldn't have slapped nobody, period. But
Right.
I rather if
But
you would go slap
why him and not
somebody,
August?
why, you know what I'm saying? And I know that Will and all them have history from like the 90s or whatever, but still, how Chris is for one. Two, Chris didn't even write the joke. He just was reading what was off the
Right.
teleprompter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, three, now finding out that y'all were separated in the midst of you slapping him, it was like, really, what was it
What
really
did you do
for?
it for if you're
Because
separated?
Yeah, because the thing is like, even though you're separated, yeah, you're still technically married. So the fact that she was with somebody sexually, whether he, like I said, she announced it, so we know for sure she was. He didn't announce anything, so we can't say whether he was or not.
You're
But
right.
still, the fact that that happened, you don't. I would have rather have him. I would have felt much better about the situation if it was the one she slept with, not the person who makes a joke. Like, we all know who Chris is. That's just
Right.
what he does.
That's his job.
Right.
So,
Right.
that's what he does. And, I have to give props to Chris, because that show would have been shut down if it was somebody
Yes,
else.
it would have. I
That's
know he wanted to control the black man
Yeah, because his
narrative, but
fist was slowly
he
coming
was,
up, but then he brought his hand back. I was like, okay. And I'm like, and this is why we're not allowed at the Oscars. This is
yeah,
why.
Girl.
But I just don't like the situation. A lot of people lost respect for Will after that. To me, it's just like, really, what was it for? It's okay to want to defend and protect your spouse, but there's always a time and place to do it. Not,
Right.
what he did took away from everybody else that won,
yeah.
Right.
everybody else who was there. And to me, that's the problem I have. Like, if you're going to show out at the right time,
And he
not.
could have made an announcement later, like, Chris, I didn't like what you said about my wife. Don't say it no more. But you didn't have to fight him
Yeah,
flat on him.
don't cause problems and take away from everybody else who's over there trying to enjoy the show. Like, his actions affected everybody, and that's what I have a
Yeah.
problem with it. If you do
Yeah.
something where your actions affect other people, that's a problem. If you want to screw up your life and mess up your life, hey, more power to you. But don't get other people involved. Don't bring
Right.
other people and force people into it. That's what I have the problem with. But yeah,
Right.
Agreed.
Right. Agreed
yeah.
completely. But did y'all see Chris did come back for Will
Yes,
on
he
his
did. A whole
nephew
year
special?
later.
A
A
whole
whole
year.
Yeah,
year,
he
yeah.
waited, but he made a lot of money off that show.
Oh yeah, he made
Yeah.
a lot of money. And then I think he said that he was actually suing Will as well. But his brother, Chris came back a whole year later, but his brother was
His
like
brother's
on
going
top.
Tony
on.
Rock, he was mad. He was like,
He was
He
"We'll
was
do
mad.
something to
mad.
Will."
He wanted to fight him. He was like, let him try to roll up on me. Oh yeah, he was going off.
Right.
And he was the only one going off about it. Chris sat back quietly for a year, wrote his material, and did what he had to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Tony
And
said
then
on sight, he said, when I see you, it's going down.
yeah. Tony
Exactly.
wasn't playing that by his brother.
No, no, and there's a few of them, and so the fact that you think you go come for one rock and the rest of them not jump up, like what?
And he said that it's a bunch of them.
Yeah, like, and I know Will noticed because Will and Chris go back. They both been in the entertainment industry forever and ever. And so I know that you noticed. I don't know. I think he's been having a lot of weak moments, and unfortunately, like the night of the Oscars, they're just coming out at the wrong times. Like you said, Unique, it's coming out at the wrong times, and it's really humiliating. And then on top of that, you have your wife who just kind of seems to add more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, she doesn't help anything.
and
She
I
goes
actually I
against
think
you.
she's a big instigator, to be honest. I've never really been a
Me
fan of
too.
hers. And I mean, I've seen Set It Off. I've seen a few of things that she was in. I've just never been a fan of hers, and I just feel like she instigates a lot of stuff that happens. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really, really wild. But you know what? I guess all we can do is pray for the Smith family.
Yeah.
yeah, I pray for her. That's all we can do. I mean, that's their life. At the end of the day, life goes on. Well, I'm not gonna harp on somebody that I'm probably never gonna meet, and even if I
Right.
meet
And
him,
it's
I'm
still
not gonna.
rich
I'm not
people
like,
problems.
yeah,
I'm trying to
I
tell
just,
you. I'm trying
like,
because
I just don't care.
I don't know not one man who would have let another dude smack him and him not respond
I
immediately.
know. That's
That
what a lot
show
of
would have
people
been
said. Like, Chris was like very, because you could tell Chris wanted to, but he was not gonna mess up the show. He was not gonna. So
Right.
that just
It
shows
would
what
have
kind
messed
of
up the
person
show, and
Chris is.
unfortunately, it would have messed up his reputation too.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, for
and
sure.
and a lot of people, it's just like, I gotta give all the credit to Chris, because man, I can't say that I could have been that strong and not have retaliated. Or if I
No.
wasn't gonna mess up the show, I'd have got him as soon as he walked backstage or something. But
Yes.
but the fact that you can't just walk up on anybody because some people just don't care.
Right. I'm
Some
telling you,
Right.
people
that would have
just
And
been.
do
it's a
not care.
reflex. They don't think about where they're at. Like,
Yeah,
no.
like I'm like I don't think he could walk up on like Vin Diesel or The Rock like that. You know
Heck
what I'm
no.
saying? Or walk
He
up
would
on
get
Mike
knocked out.
Tyson like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you can't just walk up. And and that's so funny because Jazzy Jeff, everybody knows that that's like Will's best friend.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he was talking to somebody on the show, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, Will walked up on Chris because Chris is smaller," and the person was like, "Oh, he wouldn't walk up on the Rock or anything," and Jazzy was like, "Oh yeah, he would walk up on the Rock just like that too." And I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay,
He was just taking up for him.
like, okay, you go ahead and walk up on the Rock and see.
Get
He
knocked
That's what
out.
I
reprimand you.
yeah, he be snoring. That's all we be hearing.
Look,
It's just like, yeah, you go right ahead. Okay, if that's what you feel, if you're that bold enough, I just feel you pick and choose your battles. But if you gonna be bold enough to walk up on somebody, you should be bold enough to respect the repercussions that come with it. And Will mess up his life, can't go back to the Oscars until he's like 65 years old.
what?
Stuff like that. Like for what? Yeah, they banned him for like 10 years
Yes.
from the
Wow.
Oscars. So it's like, you really messing it up because it's hard for us already to get good roles and to get stuff like that and to get the acknowledgement. And so when it's time for us to get it, you go in below it and mess it up. And then that's the problem, that everybody who won on the show, pretty much their awards was meaningless because it was outshined by this one stupid incident. It took, that incident took away from all the amazing things that happened that night. And that's a problem. It took away from other people, letting other people shine.
That's true.
That's
That's
true.
true. Because that's all a lot of people had to talk about. All I know is with the men that I know, that would have been a whole different award show. It would have turned into the BET Hip Hop Awards real
Yes, it
quick
would have.
because the men I know, that would have never happened. That would
That's
have
what I'm
never
saying.
happened.
Like me back in my earlier years, yeah, I don't know. That show would have been shut down.
Would have had the microphone wrapped around Will.
I'm trying to tell
Something.
you. I'm
That's
trying
what I'm saying. Something.
I'm trying to tell you. But speaking of Will and Jada, a lot of people at some point did look up to them as this super Hollywood power couple because
Yeah.
they seemed like they were so solid. Of course, we know all relationships and marriages and things like that have troubles. And I'm sure when you're in the Hollywood spotlight and you're this big entertainer, you probably have all type of people flocking at you, men and women on both sides. A lot of people at some point did just really look up to them. They made the song together. What was the song that they made together a while back? Will and Jade. I can't think of the name of the song, but they had a song together and they looked like they were just so cute
Yes.
and
And remember,
everything
she
was
was responsible for him and his first wife being friends, so we liked her
yep.
because of that.
Yep. And they just seemed like they were a really, really good power couple. And they were just really cute together until August Alsina. Mr. Alsina came
And you
out.
see, August made him a song. He like, I might as well make some money off their mess since they keep putting my name in it too.
He did. He did. Talking about entanglements. Like
Yeah.
that's probably a brand new word in the dictionary because that became so
Not
popular.
everybody want to use the word.
Right, right. She said, I had an entanglement, is what she told her husband while sitting across from him at the red talk table.
Embarrassing.
Okay. Embarrassing. But that's, getting into our big topic here, realistic expectations on relationships. I think one of the things that bug me the most is how people look at these celebrity marriages or look at these marriages of people that may have more money, maybe that they're doing something where they are on TV, or maybe they're not on TV, but they're just someone really, really known in whatever area, and be like, okay, relationship goals.
Yes. Like everybody, Remy and Papoose relationship goals. Now look,
Right. And
you
now,
never know what somebody's doing.
right. Right. And now we just I read something recently about Remy and Papoose about how I think she cheated on
She's
him or
supposed to
had
be
an
the one
affair.
cheating.
Yeah, she cheated on him.
That is
Mhm.
crazy.
And I would say it's not true, but she didn't deny it. Papoose didn't deny it. So they don't put pictures together on IG anymore. So